You're watching News Channel 5, where the news comes first.
Breaking overnight, both directions of a busy St. Louis County highway shut down by rising floodwaters.
And we're tracking road closures in St. Charles County. Some new video of floodwaters reaching a major highway in West Alton.
And look at this, high water sweeps an Illinois school bus right off the road. Our complete coverage of this historic flood alert starts right now. Breaking overnight, we want to get right to it. A live look at Highway 141 at I-44 just after midnight. MoDOT shut down the northbound lanes of 141. The southbound lanes were closed last night because of the high water, and MoDOT is warning that water could close part of I-44 as well by tomorrow night.
And we do have team coverage of the historic flooding across the St. Louis area and what it means for you this morning. We start with John Henry. He's live at MoDOT's Transportation Management Center, which is in Chesterfield, with more about the breaking news on Highway 141.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, as you said, breaking news overnight. All of the lanes on 141 underneath 44 are now closed in the Valley Park area, and all has to do with the rising Meramec, which isn't too far away from that area. Here's 141 underneath 44 again. We'll show you the MoDOT cams. You can actually see some of the water underneath that overpass this morning. At this point, there's no telling how long that road could be closed to, and unfortunately, as you said, it's likely things will get worse with the possible closure of I-44 coming. It's possible that that could close Wednesday night, according to MoDOT as well. On top of that, the Meramec isn't expected to crest in the Valley Park area until sometime Thursday. But for now, your best bet to get around 141 is to take I-44 to 270 all the way to Doherty Ferry. Doherty Ferry should let you into Valley Park and the surrounding communities in that area. Now, we'll obviously let you know as soon as there are any more updates from that area in St. Louis County and across the St. Louis region. We're expecting to hear from a MoDOT representative coming up in the 6 o'clock hour as to what MoDOT's doing to keep you safe on the roads. With the very latest from Chesterfield, John Henry, News Channel 5.
All right, thank you, John. It's a new video out of St. Charles County this morning. It shows the developing flood situation in West Alton. Look at that. Water on Highway 94, which is closed in both directions. Drivers also need to know the southbound lanes of Highway 67 from the Clark Bridge to Highway 94 are closed right now because of all the water. And our team coverage continues right now with the check of other area roads. Gary Scythe is standing by.
Good morning to you. Yeah, it's Tuesday morning, as Bree's been saying, no additional rain is coming down. So with that said, we're not going to add more to the issue, but we don't need to add anything more to it because we're certainly going to see those river levels rising, and Bree's going to talk about that in a second. For us, though, as we head out the door this morning, roads mainly on the dry side. Could be a few icy spots there. We're still talking ground temperatures kind of help it not be the case here, but a couple roadways are still kind of looking like they're sweating a little bit, a couple wet spots here, and they may surprise you. So keep that in mind driving on some of the interstates. They are mainly dry this morning. We, of course, do have those multiple road closures as we look out and about. All these icons you see on my maps here are various types of road closures. Too many to really get to. Let me focus on at least one of them for now. And let me get off here in the distance, and you can see that closure in both directions of 143 here between Carrollwood Drive and 255 as we look out to the north and back up toward the Roxana area. That's closed in both directions because of the high water. And back here again toward 141 and 44, that MoDOT camera shows you the water that's over 141 going under 44, and of course the water up to the bridge there along the Meramec at 141. So definitely a big rise along the Meramec River there. Still watching the accident, trying to clear here. Looks like it has cleared actually on 64 in the Shiloh area near 158. But in the meantime, the forecast definitely, well, close to the freezing mark here this morning. Right, Bree?
Real quick before we get to that, Gary, we just want to remind people for an up-to-the-second list of road closures and traffic updates, just download the KSDK app for iPhone and Android, and you can just check our website for the closings at ksdk.com.
And now Bree Smith has a check of the forecast. Bree, obviously no more rain, but of course, river levels still rising.
Yeah, historic rainfall. We broke the record yesterday, broke the record on Saturday, set new records for some of the heaviest precip that has ever happened in a single day. In December, third heaviest rainfall a day for the entire year, and 2015 smashed our previous annual record for rainfall. So all that historic rain means we are headed towards historic flooding, which means we're not out of the woods just yet. Aerial flood warning still in effect for the area because of that rise of waters. Thankfully, the radar is mostly quiet. I say mostly quiet because, as Gary said, temperatures are at or below freezing in quite a few locations, and we actually have some light flurry activity out there. Just flurries, nothing accumulating, but those freezing temperatures with damp roads can make for some slick spots. So we do still want you to exercise caution, extreme caution around flooded roads, but a little caution too, especially elevated surfaces, because they could be a little slick. Coming up, we're going to talk about when sunshine comes back, Pat. Not just me in the sky.
All right, thanks a lot, Bria. And also today, Missouri Governor Jay Nixon will visit St. Charles County. He will meet with experts at the National Weather Service about this historic flooding and predictions for the next several days. Over the weekend, as you recall, the governor declared a state of emergency because of all of the heavy rain and the now rising waters. This is new this morning. Look at this video of flooding at Eureka High School. Viewer Colin Fisher sent us this video. You can see all that standing water outside the school and the nearby ball fields. Now, the video also shows some sandbags stacked against the school doors to try to keep out the flood waters. Luckily, they are not in school this week, so it's not so much of an issue there. And then in Illinois, quite the story. Members of a high school girls basketball team had to be rescued last night after their bus was swept off the road. This happened on Highway 161 near Muscuda while the bus was on its way home from a basketball tournament in Mount Vernon. A tractor trailer also swept off the road in that same area. Luckily, everyone was rescued and is safe. Nicole?
The city of St. Louis under a weather emergency, and volunteers are needed to help sandbag along the Mississippi and the River Des Peres. News Channel 5's Grant Bissell is live in South City. That's where crews are working to keep the River Des Peres from backing up into homes. Grant?
Good morning, Nicole. The River Des Peres right here is full from all of that rainwater runoff over the last few days, and now it's threatening homes in this area. I want to take you over here along Germania Avenue. You see down the street there, water is across the road. An MSD diver is actually getting ready to go into that sewer line down there to install a big plug. The idea is to keep that sewer from backing up into the homes. MSD has also activated a number of pump stations here along Germania, along the River Des Peres, to keep that water out of homes. I want to show you a little bit of video that we shot earlier this morning of the River Des Peres. You can see just how high that water level is. Now, around 7 o'clock this morning, a sandbagging operation is going to begin down here. City leaders estimate around 20,000 sandbags are needed to fortify the area between Morganford and Alabama. Now, interested volunteers are asked to wear gloves, boots, dress warmly. Of course, it is cold this morning. Show up down to the River Des Peres Park. The parking lot is near the Fultz baseball field. Anybody familiar with South City, this area, knows right where that is. Of course, easy to find on a map as well. As Bree said, the rain has, of course, ended, but this flooding threat is far from over. City officials are expecting the water level in the rivers around here to raise second only to the record-setting levels we saw back in 1993. So a lot of work yet to be done to keep the homes in this area safe. Live in South St. Louis, I'm Grant Bissell for News Channel 5.
All right, thanks a lot, Grant. 5:08 right now. Coming up next at 5 a.m., a developing story in the Metro East where thieves steal a police car and then vanish with that officer's gun and badge.
Plus, tension over police shootings forcing the Chicago mayor to cut short his vacation and return to Illinois today.
And a bit later, how some neighbors coming together to reach out to a local veteran to help keep the rising floodwaters from damaging his home.